All right, so we get cool here is with the guys from Hide and Shine. How you guys doing, man?
Good, you?
Real good.
Excellent, thanks.
This has got to be an exciting time for you guys. You guys have an album coming out, but you're also starting to get a lot of radio play, so it's got to be new and exciting for you.
Yeah, it's pretty I think it's extraordinary for a new unknown band, right? I don't know much about the radio business. I think Michael definitely knows more about that stuff, but from what I understand, it's pretty, unusual to get this much play right off the bat.
So, what was it like the first time you heard your stuff on the radio?
I don't think we have yet.
I haven't.
You just been told the stations that played you and things like that, and then get a
Yeah,
chance to hear
one
yourself.
station in Buffalo called The Edge has played us 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's a local radio station here for me, so
Excellent.
that's cool. So after all this work that's going into here, you're starting to get the airplay. Are more things starting to line up? You guys got a tour coming up? What's going on?
We don't have a tour just yet, but we've got some gigs coming up locally. We got a lucky opening slot for the Folk Implosion. I guess they got back together after 25 years, so we're going to open for them in Kingston, New York in July. And then we just got another show with a band called The Silos in August. And we're just trying to get out there now to get more gigs, but no tours just yet.
Jesus Christ, man! Folk Implosion. I remember the kids soundtrack. They had that.
Right. I'm the one natural one.
Yeah. They got their one hit. So,
Well,
sorry. Go ahead.
I'll say that's going to be that'll be the biggest show in our town all year, maybe ever. In Kingston, that's going to be a great thing.
I get a kick out of bands when they have I respect them, but when you got the one hit and you write it out for years, it's like, I watch them sometimes like, fuck's the guy. He sings, shit. Greg Kine is the band's name, and it's the breakup song. When he comes out, he does the song twice. He'll come out, he'll open it, and he'll close it. Because
I saw him open for Journey in 1983 when that was a hit.
I'm sure he had that big hit for him then.
It was awesome.
So for those that are watching, they don't know more about you. Why don't you guys tell me a bit about this band and how you guys all got together and how it turned into what it's going into now?
Well, I think it started. My wife she's a chef, and she was doing some, I guess, catering for Michael. And she knew him before I did, and she said, he's a music guy. You guys should get together sometime. And like a year later, it took like over a year, I think, and we finally got together. We had dinner. We went in the studio, made a little noise for, I don't know, like half an hour. And then I told him that I just got like this flash of like 50 song ideas that I was just going to start working on. I was just going to start working on these, whatever, a little solo project. And he's like, "Oh, that's cool. Why don't you send me a couple so I can check them out?" And I sent him like 50. And I guess, he heard something that was interesting or something. He just started like messing around with playing drum tracks, and he sent them back to me, and I was like, "Oh, wow, it just took my ideas, which were, a certain thing, and then suddenly, boom, it just kind of flipped them into something else, and I liked it." And we started collaborating for a little bit doing that. And I just started getting some energy behind it. I felt it, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool, interesting stuff." And then at some point I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought maybe we'll just finish these songs and it'll be another little solo thing and be done and move on to something else. And then there was just this little flash that came in, like, start a band. It's been a while since I've been in a band, doing like solo stuff and little things here and there. So it was kind of crazy to me. It was like, really? Start a band? Oh man. And I mentioned it to Michael, and he's like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." And we thought about, like, you know, the first thing is always to add a bass player. And we thought about, we knew a bunch of people in Woodstock, New York. There's like millions of bass players, all variety, great people. And we're like, nah, let's run an ad in Craigslist and just see who's out there, just random people. And we got one response. It was Chris. And that was it. And we met, I think we had coffee. We didn't even play anything. And he was like, got the gig. We just started talking and we just hit it off. And that was it. We just started getting together and we had like this, like I said, a pile of like 50 song ideas. We just started blasting through them and they were all taking on their own life. And that was the start of it. Yeah.
So how
And
do you guys,
Chris and I, the bass player, we're both band whores. So we're always in bands throughout the years. And so Chris and I have just been in all the bands in the world that no one's ever heard of. And so it worked out perfectly when we wanted to make a band because we were always in bands anyway, right, Chris?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Chris.
I mean,
Ferguson.
oh, there's
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Ferguson and I are constantly in bands.
Yeah, my wife would agree with that too. That I'm a fan.
You ask us, we show up.
Yeah, I'm down. I've been patiently waiting though. Craigslist is a shit show
It is.
as far as what's available out there. And when I saw your ad, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. Because I've been in the Hudson Valley for, a little while and getting discouraged. But, when I saw your ad, I was like, oh, this guy answers me back. Because Craigslist is just flaky like that too. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a real element of synchronicity. That's what I see. And it just like, like once in a while, things like that just they flash, they all come together at the right time. And so it seemed like that.
Chris Kelly and I were laughing because we said, well, because it's Craigslist, maybe we should keep all interviews off campus, away from our houses, because we didn't know
right?
what was going to show up.
So one thing about Craigslist, you're either gonna get a band member, or you're gonna get some weird sex offers.
Yep.
We're murdered.
Or murdered.
Or three. Shit, you never know.
Yeah.
Time will tell, right?
Yeah.
I had flashbacks from the old days of those open auditions and stuff, and just like the freaks of the world showing up.
So how are you guys preparing yourself for this, of what it's becoming? I mean, you're getting a radio play, you got a few shows going on, but there's only going to be time. Well, if you keep on getting more airplay, you're going to have to actually go on a big tour. I mean, I'm assuming you guys all have jobs and things like this. So are you able to go and dive right into this band?
It just depends what is out there. It's an odd time to be a band because all of us are in our 50s. And we remember being in bands when we were in our 20s when you could sell things and sell CDs and things like that and make some money on the side. Now it's really just, there's really no money at gigs either. So we're just trying to figure out how to afford it along with promoting the record. And it's not easy. And you'll ask any band right now, it's an odd time where you've got to kind of play locally first, then hope for the best and try to make content on the internet, try to do other things that hopefully we can get done. But the weird part for us is that the guy who mixed our record, Steve Albini, just passed away. And we were one of the last bands he mixed. And so we're kind of getting caught up in that wave of tributes with some really established bands like Nirvana and the Foo Fighters and the Breeders. So I don't know what that'll turn into, but hopefully maybe more opportunities.
Now, with the track that you have getting all the airplay, Ascension Day, that's not the mix that's on the album, is that right?
Correct. I just thought that when I heard that song, it had kind of a cashmere part to it in the second part. And we tried different types of mixers. I went to that guy Machine who did all the Head PE and Clutch records. Another person at a Peter Gabriel studio, but that was not working. Then I thought, well, why not try Chris Lord-ALGE? He's mixed everybody, and he said yes. And so he did the mix for us, and it turned out surprisingly heavier than we thought it would. Albini's mix is pretty heavy, but Chris Lord-ALGE is a bit more big, if you will.
Yeah. Albini does his thing. It's like he makes the band sound like the band like they didn't even know they sounded like that. And then all of a sudden there it is. This is who you are. And it's often very, more natural and more raw. And I love his mix. He kind of favors some of the other instruments a little more because they're a little weirder, maybe. And then of course the Algae mix is just like, it's kind of like, bam, this is what you expect a big fucking rock song to sound like, So I love having both of them.
Now, did you guys print actual hard copies of this album, or is it everything streaming?
And we have
Yeah.
vinyl,
Double record.
double record, baby.
So you can't, well, unless it's streaming, you can't add on the other version onto it, right? Obviously, because it's already made.
Yeah, the Algae mix happened after the mixing and mastering of the actual record. So nope, that'll be streaming only.
It's so funny having to ask bands these days. Did you actually make hard copy? Did you have something to sell? I mean, fucking bands these days don't have that. And it's insane. A lot of people, when they see, oh, I do have a CD, I do have an album, I got this. It's like, well, cool. That's what I grew up with. I mean, I used to love going into things like a media play was big around me. And I didn't even know who the band was, but it was just the important part of going in the store and picking that up and seeing, oh, this album cover looks cool. I'm going to take this home. And now kids don't even know fucking buy an album. They're like, what are you talking about? I pay for this music? No way. It's free. I just push this button.
Well, thank God for Jack White, man, and his place in Detroit. Like he's pressing records like I guess what would be affordable these days. You can press 200 records there, which is just, it blows my mind.
Is that where you did the
third man pressing? Yeah.
That's super cool. That's awesome. So did you what'd you do with your first press? Did you guys put it away, keep it, or anything like that?
Say it again. I missed the question.
The first press, the first one that came off. Did you put that one aside?
Each one of us got test pressings, and so we saved those. And then each one of us got a box of records, and then Chris Kelly has the rest that we sell for $1 on Bandcamp.
Cool. So with the box that you have, you guys keep them in your trunk. Go ahead and tell your friends at work and things like this. Like, hey man, it's a real deal. I'm in a band. Come out.
Then you have to find out who has a record player first. You give them to people, they're like, cool. What do I do with this?
Yeah.
That was my experience. Shipped them out to a bunch of my friends, and they're like, this is awesome. I don't have a record player, but I'm going to get one.
I'll get one.
Shit, man, people don't even have CD players anymore. I mean,
they do not.
When was the last time you guys, I mean, I don't know what your car is, but I don't even know the last time they put CD players in a vehicle. I mean, I got a new car recently, and I'm like, there's nothing in here to play anything with. It's all fucking streaming. It's all Bluetooth shit now. I don't even have it like an auxiliary jack.
I seem to remember having one of those 6 CD players in a car I had once.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
That was cool.
When I was in high
Parents still have CD players.
When I was in high school, I had a 80 disc player that I hooked up. I had a big stereo system all in the trunk, and it was like the best. It was like almost like a jukebox. You never got tired of music because you had.
Yeah, but the problem was I had one of those too, and it was like you forgot what you put in there.
Yeah,
You could never figure out where CD was.
Yeah, couldn't think of that number, but every month going through, oh my God, I didn't even know I had this in here anymore. It's like, what, So for those that are watching this interview, they want to know more about the band. They want to check you guys out for the couple shows you got going on. They want to pick up one of those records, anything like that. Where do they go? What do they do for everything?
I'm sorry, my internet connection is kind of crappy here. Say it again.
Like, they want to know about the band. They want to get your music. They want to check out your show dates. Like, where is, website, social media?
Yeah,
What
we're
for you guys?
We're on Instagram. It's Hide and Shine Band. We have Bandcamp is right now you can pre-order the records. Very affordable. Which we like. We really want to get those things out in the world, just on the turntable. We have stuff on YouTube, and then there's hideandshine.com for the for shows, the usual stuff.
Are they starting to push you guys get more into social media? I mean, I noticed you don't have an X or a Facebook or anything like that.
Yeah, we have an Instagram going. It's like, we've spent a lot of time recording. That's been kind of our focus for definitely the past year. And we're already like well into our next record. We haven't even released the first one, and we're like well into the second one, which is going to be another double, 14 song thing. So we're just starting to like try to get some content, like some video stuff. And as we start playing live, there'll be more of that. We really want to let people see us. We're not the most wild and crazy. I want the music to really kind of grab people, but it's going to take a little time for us to get that really, start pumping that stuff out, videos and live performance stuff.
So with that being said, I mean, what's your marketing plan to get fans done? I mean, if you guys are limited social media as is, like, what do you know what I mean? I mean, that's basically the way to get anybody to pay attention to you now is throw up Facebook or something like that.
We got a great social media person that we brought on board 2 weeks ago. So a young kid, works for the Planetary Group, which is also a radio promotion company. So he's got a lot of new ideas to teach us what to do to 30-second videos of here and there. And so we're going to start doing that this next couple of weeks to kind of, start doing stuff what they do on social media. But like, we're old guys, so
Right.
like maybe I got a colonoscopy coming up. Maybe I'll broadcast that live. That'll be exciting.
I don't even know where my phone is right now.
Yeah, I don't either. I think I turned it off.
Yeah, it's so interesting the way things have changed. I mean, I remember, I'm 42. I remember back in the day, just the whole mystique, seeing flyers being handed out, like, oh my God, this is going to happen or this. And then I remember years of when the Facebook first started, before it was what it is, it was like the college thing, like the show in the movie. And I owned a bar at the time, and these kids were like, what are you doing handing out these flyers, man? He goes, we got this thing called Facebook. And I'm like, what is it? They're like, well, you can't get on it yet because you're not part of our college, but we can tell everyone to come for this party that we're throwing. And I'm like, how do you do it? They're like, it's the internet, man. I go, fucking show me how it works. And now you can't take a shit without 10 people wanting to know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So we're gonna we got this kid that's gonna cause us to be cool. So we're excited for that.
So there you go, getting less.
My real hopes for that is like we're like Michael said, we're old guys, and we've been around, and we know so many people, so many different bands, like great, pretty well-known people. And we're just slowly trying to like infiltrate like their awareness. That's sort of my angle on this, is like, come in under established people, like be friendly, like we're friendly with a lot of the people, and of course they're busy, and we don't know if anybody wants to take us on, but it's just to kind of like push in that direction, to like kind of maybe get taken under the wing of some of these people. And so we've been starting like that, like with the Folk Implosion. That was Michael knew those guys, and the Silos, I know the Silos. So we're just trying to like nudge our way into the consciousness of people, through different channels.
Can I give you a suggestion when you guys play with the Folk Implosion right there?
Sure.
Is you should cover Natural One at the end of your set right there. I think the whole crowd would know it.
My other thought was that it's gonna be like the coolest, hippest crowd, like the people that never let you in their circle in high school in that crowd. I think we should do all Creed songs.
There you go.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, definitely. Throw in a couple Nickelbacks there.
There you go.
Good. Then you got a set.
That'll go over well.
Limp Biscuit.
Yeah, in there.
So it's been a pleasure speaking with you guys. You're in my neck of the woods. Hopefully, your play with the Edge there leads to them opening up a couple of their shows for them this summer, and get to catch you guys live.
We'll come up to Buffalo and visit you.
Perfect,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be cool.
All right, guys. Appreciate your time. Looking
Thanks.
forward to big things coming out of you. I love the music so far. I can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, guys, take care.